In relationships, who do you think is more territorial?
Where control exists, love is absent.
In control, there's a lack of vulnerability. And I believe that you cannot control if you're being transparent. If I'm trying to control you, I'm trying to manipulate you with information that you don't know that I don't know. So therefore, I could control the way that you are moving, the way that you're thinking. I could control the aspects of the people that you're around by saying certain things.
You think you could just say things and pretend like you're controlling and then everything be all peachy at the house? No.
Sir.
So now you're controlling and I'm like, now I'm agitated. And now what you say, now I'm going to reject you now. I'm going to reject you as a person. I'm going to reject your love. I'm going to reject your body. I'm going to reject your conversation. I want no part of it. Now I'll destroy that relationship.
I'm Simeon Pando.
Joya Monet.
Tank.
I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon.
Welcome back to another episode. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon, and this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all of Los Angeles, Nice and Neat. My brothers, what's going on, dog?
Yo.
Really, bro?
Hey, look, check this out. A few weeks ago, we did an event. I just got the photos back. Dog, that joint was jumping.
Jumping in there.
Hey, it was. So I got the photos. I got the video. We actually got to get the.
We gotta get that video off.
We got to get the video off. We'll get the video off, right? So I'm sure you guys just go to the page and go check the video out. But I was looking at the video and I was like, dog, why haven't we done more of these? Why haven't we done this in different cities? Like, I don't know if y'all felt like that, but that joint was, I had
Talking about social hours, right?
Talking about social hours.
Talking about social hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it served as a date night for me. I was able to network. Y'all was there. Y'all beautiful, lovely ladies was there. Like, it was lit, bro.
No, it was beautiful, bro. The energy was pure. You know what I mean? What I noticed is and what I loved is I seen so many different people just engaging in conversation. And it seemed like people were actually building relationships there. It's funny, I actually ran into a friend of mine that actually came to the event. And I was like, bro, I saw him, and the first thing I wanted to say is, yo, what was your thoughts on the event? Before I could even say that, he beat me to it and said, bro, the event that y'all had was amazing. I'm like, man, I'm glad you really enjoyed that. And he was like, yeah, bro, in fact, man, I'm actually meeting with a shorty right after this. I said, damn, bro.
From the event.
From the event.
Oh.
From the event. He was going to have lunch with shorty right after he finished working out, man. So I thought that was dope. Like, what we actually cultivated, like, is actually making a real impact. You know what I mean? Like, our mission is working. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we created that event so we could bring people together so they can network and build new relationships. And, like, it's beautiful to actually watch it unfold. Like, who knows what happens with the relationship, but the fact that they're going linked, like, ASAP. ASAP, like, and I think that was the beauty in the people that decided to come. People there are intentional, on both men and women.
Yeah, you kind of wanted that stuff to happen.
1000%.
You kind of wanted something that you just want to like, something needs to come from this.
Yep.
Some type of relationship, some type of, something, a friendship, a business relationship, a date, something. The 2 words I kept hearing was, the energy.
Yep.
And the other one was, damn, vibe.
Yep.
Vibe.
Yep.
Energy,
Yep.
vibe. And different.
Yeah.
I kept hearing different. Oh, this is different. It just felt different. The energy was different. It was a vibe, right? And I loved hearing that because we tried to put on an experience that was different, right? That was different than your typical just party or just bar or whatever the case may be. And I think the elements, the wristband element, was super instrumental in making that happen because it just kind of created it created an intention before you even step into the place. And it kind of broke down these walls that we have in society now where you see a woman and you're unsure if she's taken or unsure if she wants to be hollered at.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, I got the red wristband, you got the red wristband, so the light is green.
So just give them a little backstory about the wristbands because they don't really know about the wristbands.
Okay, cool. So we had these wristbands that signified what your intention was for the night. Okay, one wristband was, oh, I'm just here for the vibe. Another wristband was, I'm here single and ready to mingle, which means like I'm open to meeting somebody or I want to meet someone. And another wristband was, I just want to network with people, right? But here's the thing, though. There are some people wearing all 3 wristbands, right? There are some people in there that was just like, yo, I'm open to all 3. And those are obviously the people who were the most social and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it just created a situation where if I got the red wristband that says I'm networking, right, and you got the red wristband that says you're here to network, now it removes the weirdness or the confusion of, yo, we're in a social place and we could talk about work, right? Because sometimes you go to the club and you're just like, yo, I'm out having fun. I don't want to talk about no business, right? But you have the networking thing. You got the networking thing. Now I know it's safe to talk about these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, what you do? Okay, cool. Well, I got this like podcast and we're looking for people to, it's okay to have that exchange in that environment. You know what I mean? Or, yo, you single, I'm single. Okay, I know you don't have a man. I know you're not engaged, so I don't even have to ask those questions.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm here for that. And not only do you not have that, but you're open. You want someone to come to you.
Yeah.
You know, you want someone to approach you. Because if you did it, usually I'm here for the vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Which was an option too.
which is option 2, right? And the vibe was a good place to be.
It was a great.
It was a good place to be. So I think what the overall just the output or the result of that was just a good experience for everybody.
I think the last thing I'll say about that is I also love, and I don't know if you guys got a chance to notice this too, by just maneuvering around that space, floating around that space that night. But I love that we actually pulled out people that weren't as social. Actually, some people, I spoke to a woman who was really antisocial, but she was really doing, she was trying her hardest to put herself in an uncomfortable situation to get outside of her comfort zone, just to meet new people. Like, I love that people felt safe enough that were introverts, that were antisocial to actually come to the event too.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that really stood out to me. You know what I mean? Because this is a super social butterfly event, and for someone to not have that kind of confidence and still put themselves in that environment, I think takes a lot of courage, man. And I thought that was dope to see.
Yeah, Duke, to your point, you saying different. So many people were saying how, man, you just don't get this vibe anywhere. You don't get I can dance, I can still have fun, but I can also be safe. I can be myself. It was some women who wore their heels and they came looking fly, and it was like, man, you know what? I had so much fun tonight. I almost preferred to wear my flats because I had so much fun. Right? She said, I didn't know that you guys were actually going to be dancing in LA. You guys don't really dance. I didn't know y'all was going to actually be dancing.
Yep.
My favorite part personally was when we all swag surfing.
Swag surfing was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at the end of the day, you know, these parties, and I also think there is an age element that is, you know, when it comes down to social events, mixers, partying, there's an age element. So you're not going to go anywhere and they swag surf. We do that though.
We do that.
That is a staple of Nice and Neat. We do that.
Yep.
We going to always make sure if we have a space to swag surf, we're going to swag surf. And those are the things that gets everybody on the dance floor, everybody loose. You see strangers with their arms around each other, going back and forth. You know, Duke is like a conductor when it comes down to the swag surf. He gonna make sure that he gets everybody in tune and got ready to do it, man. We had just such a good night. And then when you wake up and you look over at your partner and they say, like, I'm so proud of the audience and the crowd that you guys were able to bring out. That feels good too.
Yeah. Man, I said last thing, but for real last thing. Shout out to DJ Miles, because he really came through and provided the vibe all night. You know what I mean? Like, from him even starting with the Caught Up, which led to everybody doing the electric slide to Caught Up, which, by the way, I have never seen anybody do the electric slide to Caught Up. I don't know how that happened. But I
don't know how that mix came about.
I don't know how that mix came about.
I was like, this is it? Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. That to, you know, bringing us into the swag surfing after we had a little intermission, I thought it was very beautiful, man. So shout out to DJ Miles. But that event was proper. So I wanted the audience, the viewers, the listeners to feel what they missed out on.
You know what? For this video, if you guys haven't seen it on Instagram, we'll make sure we link the video in the description so you guys can come back and see it and experience it. I mean, it was people who came from, I met a couple that came from Dallas.
Yep.
Came from Dallas to come and experience this.
Shit, we had people flying from Vegas.
People flew in from Vegas.
People flew in from Vegas,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. People flew in from the Bay Area. People flew in just to mess with Nice and Neat, and that was super dope. And we don't overlook that. That was extremely special. But we saying this to say, y'all better be at the next one.
Facts.
Any Nice and Neat event, y'all better be at. Whether it's a live show, be there. Party, be there. Mixer, be there. Because now you guys got to click the link in the description just to get a little taste of
Just to try to catch it.
how Nice and Neat get down, you know. So, but nah, it was dope. It was dope. We gotta do something like that again soon.
For sure.
Soon. All right, let's jump into it.
Let's get to it, bro.
Hold on, let me bring you to the episode real quick. All right, so
Let's go.
let me bring you to the episode because we're gonna go from the event to the episode. I came to you in the party, right? And I was just like, dog, it feel good right now. It's like a vibe, right? And I was just like, everyone's just happy. Everyone just feels good. And it's like the first time that I'm able, right, with my woman in the building, right, to be talkative with different women and stuff like that, and just like hella nice and shit, and it'd be no problem, right? Not that it's a problem, but it's just like, yo, it's your event, you're hosting, you have to be nice to people, you have to talk to people, and there's no confusion about why you're talking to people.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. So like there was no like jealousy.
None of that.
There was no territorialness or whatever the case may be. Like there was none of that at the event. That leads us to the episode. All right. That leads us to the episode. In relationships, who do you think is more territorial? Men or women?
I think that question is relative to each particular situation. I would say the person who's probably more territorial is probably the one who has a bit more insecurities. So,
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
That's interesting.
I mean, I don't feel like you have the want or need or desire to control or even be controlling in a situation if you don't have insecurities. And I feel like insecurities is the number one reason that brings out that controlling thing. And we've actually talked about this before on many episodes ago. But like where control exists, love is absent. That's not what we said. I don't know how that just came off my lips like that, but that's legitimate. You know what I mean? So, and well, you could still love somebody and have insecurities. But I would say that the person who's controlling the most is the person who is dealing with insecurities that we may not have talked about or that we just don't know about at this moment. You know what I mean? So I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah.
In your situation, it could be Chanel. In my situation, it could be me. You know what I mean? It just all depends on what the insecurities are in that particular situation or relationship.
Yeah. And I don't think insecurities have to be like insecurities can be disguised in a lot of different things.
They don't gotta be loud.
They don't have to be loud. They don't have to be physical things. They don't have to be things that you personally lack either. You can be insecure in like just like the strength of your relationship.
Yep.
You know, you could be insecure and just like, yo, I'm not so secure in your ability to like make good decisions when you're drinking alcohol. Right? That's an insecurity for some people. So if you have the insecurity, that really doesn't have anything to do with you, but it is an insecurity of yours that could make you feel like, nah, I gotta control everything.
It's kind of early for this question because we just started this topic. We just dove in, but like, do you think that the desire to want to control comes into play without alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't think that alcohol is a...
Nah, absolutely. I actually don't feel like alcohol is like the driving factor in it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who you are. That's who you are. If you're a territorial person, that has nothing to do with alcohol.
Yep.
Or a controlling person, that has nothing to do with alcohol. All right. There's like I feel like people who are territorial also don't like they just have a negative experience with relationships. They've had negative experiences in a relationship.
Yeah.
So they're trying to protect it. Sometimes you get you confuse protecting a relationship with like trying to control your relationship.
Or what about maybe them lacking, right? So like, what about not having a presence and make you feel like that make you feel like I gotta have control.
No, for sure.
Maybe lacking a presence growing up make you feel like I gotta control this presence now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
that may be the biggest reason.
the lack. Yeah, it's interesting.
Because if you don't have a presence yourself, right, or you never had a presence, you feel like almost you're easy to abandon. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you feel like you're easy to abandon, abandonment is always going to be in your mind, right? So you're going to look at your partner and say, okay, this person, even if it's not likely, the way you receive it is like, this person can leave me, or this person can move on to the next best thing, right? Because maybe my presence is not enough. Mm-hmm. You know, and I feel like that has a lot to do with it too. But it always kind of like confuses me when you get like a beautiful woman who just like everyone in the world wants this woman and she's still territorial.
I feel like that's insecurities, man, or past relationships.
It's a reply, right? Control is a reply to a feeling, and that feeling usually it's like it's anxiety, mm-hmm. right? It's an anxiety, and the control is the reply to try to control the anxiety. So if somebody's like just clocking your time all the time, right? Them not being aware of your time gets them anxious. Yeah. And now I need to know exactly what you're doing and where you're at so I'm not anxious. And I think a lot of times people disguise it as
care.
Oof. Oh, I'm just caring for you. I just want to know where you're at. No, you
Care.
just want to know where I'm at.
Care.
Right?
Just worried about your well-being.
So, this is the reason why it's so important to be honest too, because there is a space where that exists. There's a space where it's like, hey, I just haven't heard from you all day. I just want to make sure you were good. Mm-hmm. That's a space that exists. But when it is a control of, hey, you said you were going to do this at this time and you didn't do it at this time, and now that the energy has to match the anxiety that you feel. I may not have necessarily even created that. Mm-hmm. That's something that's in you. So that's something that you have to speak to you first before you even bring it to me. But instead of doing the work that we talk about, a lot of people will just bring that to you. And I feel like that's a form of gaslighting as well. And I don't even play with that word like that.
I'm surprised you use that word.
Yeah, I don't even play with that word like that. But if we say like, no, this is me just caring, and in reality, it's just you have an abandonment issue that you haven't walked through yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're gaslighting me into making it feel like I care about you less, and that's why you're acting like this. So, Duke, bravo to you, actually, for exposing that, because I feel like the space of control that can be an abandonment, can be an underlining factor. And like you're saying, I'm easy to abandon. There may be some sort of self-worth that's lacking in that space, self-care that's lacking in that space. You may have had a hard relationship with your parents. And like all of these things, like when it comes to like control, you kind of clock somebody's time. Let's say somebody's interest is one thing and you're trying to deter them from their interest because it just doesn't go in accordance of how you feel. Like all of those things fall under control. Mm-hmm. All of those things fall under control. I see it a lot, right? I see it in, subtle things that men and women do. And to answer your question, who do I feel like does it more? I know Omar said it's contingent on, the couple. I agree with that. I also do believe that when it comes to just the primal instinct of it, I think women are more territorial. Mm-hmm. Just of this is mine, this is me. Mama bear doesn't exist for no reason. Mm-hmm. So like when we talk about territory, I believe women are more territorial. Now, everybody can be controlling.
Correct. But just assuming all things are equal.
Yeah.
Right? Just you're successful, she's successful, you're attractive, she's attractive. All things are equal. You got motion, she got motion. Right? Because we can't compare certain things. Like if you don't have no motion and you have nothing going for yourself, and then obviously you're going to be more territorial about, because it's like you feel like you have there's a higher chance of abandonment. So like when we have these conversations, just like all things equal. That's what I mean. You know, I feel like women are more territorial as well. All things equal, right? Some people will argue because men are more dominant and aggressive, and when men are territorial, people get hurt, and fights happen, and abuse happens, and things like that, right? But just on A to Z, day-to-day basis, I think men can cope more with just like, all right, my woman's beautiful. Of course, guys gonna talk to her. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to,
Well, some guys may even like that. It lets me know, shit, I got the right thing.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
And then
perspective.
If she ain't looking,
I don't want her.
And then also there is
What up?
nothing's changed since we were kids. Okay, we've always known the pretty woman gets attention. That's never changed, right? So we've been seeing the same women get attention for years. And then obviously if we think we fly guys and we get the woman that we want, nothing's going to change on her behalf. Women are not used to seeing men getting attention. It's different. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So like I know when my woman walks out the house, it's going to be 10 guys hollering at her every single day. I know that.
She don't think that.
I know that.
She don't think that it's 10 women checking for you.
It doesn't register in her head, right? So
It's an expectation for us.
It's an expectation for us.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not an expectation for her. So like when it happens, it's just like, yo, like this is not even something I was privy to. Even though like I know my man's handsome and stuff like that. It's just the rate of what we see doesn't change.
Yeah.
So we expect it, right? So like if we see some guy try to get at a girl, as long as our girl handling her business, it's like
It's all good.
It's all
all
good. You know what I mean? It's all good. But if it happens the other way around, it's just like, yo, like what was that about? Like, nah, what was that? Like it's just like that. Like, nah, babe, I handle my business. It's good. We don't it doesn't work the same.
It's crazy because both people could lose the person.
Yes.
Like so, we both at risk here of
Here's another thing. I feel like women are more afraid of embarrassment.
losing.
Of losing. All right. And if you listen to women since we were kids, right? Niggas ain't shit. Right? It's no good men in the world. Right? So when you find a good man, what do you want to do to him?
Keep him.
Right? So there's a shortage of good men.
Yep.
There's a shortage of men who you deem to be like valuable. All right? And all the women want the same type of men.
Yep.
But there's a shortage of them.
Yep.
All right? So when you get one, you're like, this is mine. But that man, other women still want.
Yep.
Right? And yeah, other guys still want you, but there's a plethora of women in the world that men be like, yo, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. So the scarcity isn't there. The man you want, and I'm not talking about us, but the man a woman wants that they'll consider, a high value or whatever, that guy is scarce. That guy is scarce.
So for the women who have done everything they're supposed to do, going hard, fully locked into a relationship, and they get burned, right? And now, outside of that relationship, she says, okay, I'm not letting that happen again. Right? What do you say to that woman? Like, should she still trust blindly? Is blind trust important in a relationship?
Blind trust.
Blind trust. Like, I trust him
Until I don't.
But I think I trust him until I don't can be subjective, right? But if he has never actually given me any
reason to doubt,
any real hardcore evidence, because again, that's subjective as well, right? Because a reason to doubt could be like, before we were together, I seen how many girls' pictures you liked. If she makes that a reason, it's a reason.
it's true, sir.
So if there hasn't actually been anything that has legitimately shook your relationship up, should people blindly trust?
I think so. I believe that's fair. That's fair. And I believe it's something that both parties want. Like, we both come into the situation, like, I want to be able to move. And when there is trust, both parties can move freely within the relationship. So, like, until there's something that's popped up, then why should we move any other way? That's actually the best type of relationship, when we both could exist in exactly who we are. So I think blind trust should be a thing. It's something that I believe in, and it's something that I believe my woman believed in too. You know, I think everyone should believe in blind trust, bro, because why should I not trust you? That's actually like believing that you're just a bad person. And if I believe that, then why am I continuing this conversation with you?
So I agree with you. However, where does this space of correction come in, right? Because we all started into a relationship from being single, very single,
sure.
right? So the way that we might have maneuvered at the beginning of our relationship may not have been appropriate in order to get us here in this point in time in our relationship. And I mean, just in a sense of something as small as body language when you're talking to someone of the opposite sex, right? That's something that you learn through the correction of your partner a lot of times. So, and I know it's a thin line.
Well, you have to make errors.
Okay.
In order for a correction to happen, there has to be an
So
error
your partner
made.
has to allow those.
An error for sure.
So you're saying the correction only can happen through being territorial.
I'm saying the correction can only happen through error. I'm not saying through being territorial.
I mean,
Well, if the error happens and no one's there to check it, then how do you correct it?
That's a very good question.
light bulb just went off. In control, there's a lack of vulnerability. And when I say there's a lack of vulnerability, there's a difference in where you at and, hey, I just woke up and I was super worried.
Is everything okay?
Is everything okay? There's a difference in that. And I believe that you cannot control if you're being transparent. If you're being completely open, if you're being completely vulnerable, the space of control isn't there, because all you're doing is asking them to give you what you're giving them. Mm-hmm. So I don't think people who are controlling are very, not only trusting, because you can't be vulnerable if you're not trusting, but I don't think they're very vulnerable with their partner.
You don't think people who are controlling are vulnerable with their partner?
Correct.
Because if you're controlling, then you're not being vulnerable. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. You're saying that like,
If you're controlling, you're not being vulnerable. Because, like I said, there's a difference in, yo, where you at? And, hey, I was just really worried about you.
Vulnerability. Right
That's the
there.
part.
Because you're talking, you're putting it on you.
Yeah.
That's
I was really worried about you. Hey, is everything okay? Right? But I need to know your exact location, because when you're not being vulnerable, you have information you're not giving somebody. I need to make sure that you're not standing next to other women. Where are you at? I need you to feel like I know something you don't know that I'm not going to tell you. And that's the way that you control somebody.
Wow, that's good.
So like in that space of control, you can't be exhibiting vulnerability. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. If I'm trying to control you, I'm trying to manipulate you with information that you don't know that I don't know. So therefore, I could control the way that you are moving, the way that you're thinking. I could control the aspects of the people that you're around by saying certain things. Controlling without being vulnerable. Oh, Duke, you hanging out with Omar again? Now you like, why'd you say that?
What was that about?
Where'd that come from? Those are like small implementations of, I need to try to create the narrative of you feeling uncomfortable around him because I feel uncomfortable when you guys hang out. So small levels of just trying to control. Manipulation in the negative way, right? Because I actually don't associate manipulation with bad all the time. But that's manipulation in a negative way.
Positive manipulation.
The question was that you presented earlier. What did she say?
Where you at?
There was somebody who was talking about. Did she DM us?
Oh yeah. Let me read it so you can get the full context of this, right? So this is addressed to Nice and Neat. A lot of times we get fan questions. People truly trying to get better. So these are those spaces where it's like, you know what? That's something that we could really dive into, because whether one of us has felt it, we may have seen it, right? So this question is from a woman. So when we hear, why are you guys talking about women? Why don't you guys?
Well, a woman.
This is a woman trying to get better.
Yep.
Right. So it says, so I struggle with being territorial. Never been in a relationship, and I believe this could be a part of the reason why. Can you talk about it or briefly touch on it? Is being territorial healthy? If not, how so? Where's the balance, and how do you find that balance? And this is the space that we're in right now. Is it necessary in a relationship? Also, she added, love watching the growth and respect you guys' friendship.
Yeah. I'm almost positive that if she said she's never been in a relationship. So where's being territorial?
I was getting the same thing.
All right. This is where it's coming from. The projection of social media, movies that paint men in a certain light. So what's happening is it is being territorial, but it's based on fear. That's what it's based on. Fear of being left, fear of being embarrassed, fear of being cheated on.
Fear of being not good enough.
Fear of being not good enough. Okay? That's why you're territorial. Because you're trying to control situations so something doesn't happen, but you can't control that thing that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Because if someone really wants to make it happen, they'll make it happen. So the thing about when people are controlling is all they do is just work themselves up and create stress for themselves. That's it. Mm-hmm. They may stop something now, but they can't stop something forever. They may scare someone now, but they can't scare somebody forever. So at some point, it's going to come crumbling down. So the way I think about controlling people is just like, why? You can't control people. You can't control people. And you try to control people to hold them tight, which pushes them away. Because people will feel that. People are like, I don't like this. I don't like feeling none of that. Every time it's a problem, people that are controlling can't control their anger. People that are controlling,
that's a fact.
They can't control their anger, bro. You think you could just say things and pretend like you're controlling and then everything be all peachy at the house?
No, sir.
That's not what happens, bro. So now you're controlling and I'm like, now I'm agitated. And now what you say, now I'm going to reject you now. I'm going to reject you as a person. I'm going to reject your love. I'm going to reject your body. I'm going to reject your conversation. I want no part of it. Now I'll destroy that relationship. Right? Which you really did it, but I'm just going to go ahead and take it from here. Mm-hmm. You know,
I'll take it from here.
I'm going to go ahead and take it from here now because like this is not conducive for us having a relationship. All because you being territorial based on what?
Yeah.
You know, based off of what?
You don't even have the experience, the trauma,
because you've heard men ain't shit.
You know, based off of what? You don't trust yourself. You can't trust. You don't trust. When I say yourself, I'm not talking about what you'll do. You don't trust your own decision making.
Huh.
Right? You guys already know where I'm at with it. If I'm with somebody, right? If I have somebody in my life, you're in my life not because I trust you. You're in my life because I trust me. Mm-hmm. I trust the decision that I made to allow you to be in my life. Again, we talked about this before. This is your movie. The only characters that are in your movie are the ones that you allow. So for you to say, I need to control this, is you saying, I don't trust the decision that I made. Mm-hmm. So let me monitor this.
Mm-hmm. But it's interesting, going back to this person's comment, it's like, what though? They don't date.
I mean, so
it's just
so like that's it's actually so I think like self-sabotage.
I think when they say in relationships, right? And I mean, if you are 25 plus and you say you've never been in a relationship, the trust. I mean, the territorial thing is probably a real issue. I mean, hence why I feel like you asked. But to to say I've never been in a relationship, probably just speaking on never been boyfriend, girlfriend. She's probably going out dating. She's probably been hanging out with people, you know, things like that. And it's just not getting to the next level. Mm-hmm. And there's a space of freedom that is so important in the space of dating, that when you are dating somebody and they give you the space to be free too, it's like a magnet. It almost draws you to them more. If you actually like them, it'll draw you to them more. I told you, Brittany ran some game on me when we first started talking. She told me, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm not talking to anybody else. I'm not putting any pressure on you or anything, but I'm just letting you know I'm not talking to anybody else, and that's where I'm at with it.
That was subtle pressure.
It was so much pressure, but like, hey, yo, you still got the choice. If you want to run around, you can still do that.
Yep.
I'm just letting you know where I'm at.
I don't know if I'm gonna be here, but you can do that.
But that's the game, though.
Come on.
That's the game, yo. You gotta give people freedom.
Yeah.
You gotta give people freedom.
You know what I mean? Because now I have no excuse. Now if you push me to do something, now I'm like, nah, she pushed me here. But if she say, yo, no, go do what you gotta do, I have no excuse. The only person I can look at is me. Mm-hmm. I'm the only person. Mm-hmm. So now if it don't work out, it's my fault. And that's the game. So yeah, play the game. Put it in his court.
Yep.
All you gotta do is be cool. And be okay if it doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. But when you are moving from a place of scarcity, you know, and you're not moving from a place of abundance where it's just like, okay, yeah, I know I'm such a good woman. I'm such a catch that, yo, if you fumble me, someone else gonna pick me up. If you feel like that about yourself as a woman, you won't even waste your time being territorial. You would actually be just like Brittany and say, you know what, listen, I'm interested in you, but listen, I'm just letting you know that. No pressure. Mm-hmm. It's not I'm not gonna, what are we doing, you? Or how, we've been dating for this long, what are we? I'm not gonna do that. And I actually don't like when women teach women that, because it's counterproductive. It doesn't make guys want to commit faster.
Nope.
It actually doesn't, right? And some guys may do it, but for most guys, it's like, damn, I want this shit to happen on like organically.
Yep.
You know? So the best way to do it is to just let your intentions be known. Hey, listen, I like you, but I'm not gonna be here forever. I ain't saying what you need to do. I'm just letting you know my intentions. And then I'll let you make a decision like a man. And you're gonna be like, you know what? Like, damn, I can't lose this
shit together.
Now you're thinking like, bro, you're thinking like, oh man. And here's the scarcity part that we have now. You're like, oh man, I don't know women like this. They don't have women like this running around. Mm-hmm. All the women I know be getting at me like, hey yo, where you at? That's the scarcity part we have now. So now when you show us that you that type of woman, it's just like, oh, I don't know where I'm gonna get this one again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now she just put herself in a different category.
Now she put herself in a different category. Yep. And that's the game. But you also got to know who you are. You got to be patient. You got to understand your value. You know what I mean? And you can't move as a woman from a scarcity mindset.
You know, people always say, so that's the game,
that's
right?
The game.
And people always say like, oh, you don't put people in boxes, right? I feel like, me being completely honest, I feel like when you don't, for yourself, compartmentalize who people are in your life, you're going to try to control who you want them to be. So like, if you got a guy who he calls you once a week, oh, this is the guy who don't really take me that serious. Yep. And that's okay. Right? This is the guy that calls me every day. Okay, I could put him in he wants a little bit more attention space. Right? And then this is the guy who, yo, he let me know where he stand. He let me know like, hey, yo, when I'm ready, let's do this. This guy's in a different box too. What I'm saying is when we look at everybody, it's just like, oh yeah, you know, these guys, the guy who calls me once a week, I want him to be over here. So I'm going to do the things that I do with everyday guy with him. And it's like, nah, that's not who he shows you to be. Mm-hmm. Let that box be for him over there. He's once a week guy. That's who he is. Guys are going to show you exactly who they are really early. Mm-hmm. And I personally, unless there is some sort of miracle that flips around, how he shows up is who he is. Mm-hmm. If he's a once a week guy, he gonna forever be a once a week guy, even if you force him to be an everyday guy. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be checked out. He's gonna feel like a once a week guy that he's in your face every day. But you forced him to. He didn't want to be a bad guy, so he was just like, okay. You said you want to go on another date. All right, we could do that. And then you guys accidentally, this is how you fall into these spaces. Somebody accidentally gets pregnant, and then now like you want him to be the everyday guy, and he was never the everyday guy. He never showed up as the everyday guy. He never even told you he wanted to be the everyday guy. You put him in an everyday guy situation and expected that from him. And I'm not saying that these guys don't show up sometime as everyday guys and end up being a once a week guy. I'm not saying that. Right now, we just talking about the aspect of this young lady asking this question and saying like, yo, I try to be territorial. Yeah. Another way of saying I control these.
That's control.
I control these situations.
So being territorial and controlling is one and the same.
It's not the same, but it's in the same family.
They're in the same family.
They're not the same because you can be territorial and not take action.
Yeah.
But what can change your feeling? So something may happen. You may wait till somebody gets home, and things may show up in interactions that actually have nothing to do with that, based on what you've seen, because you were triggered.
Yep.
Control is like, I'm trying to dead everything.
Yeah.
Before it happens.
Yep.
I'm trying to dead it. I need my hands in everything. I need to know what's going on, what you're doing. You don't have no leash because I'm uncomfortable with not knowing. Leash. Some people are uncomfortable with not knowing. And I would implore people, there's peace in not knowing everything.
That's a fact.
There's peace in not having to know every move. And then you learn how to build trust that way. And then people say, you know what, like I could be with this woman because she's not smothering me. I could be with this woman because she allows me to still feel like a person and still have like my own life and not make me feel like I'm always doing something wrong.
For doing what I like.
For doing what I like, right? No man wants to feel like they're doing something wrong when they're not doing something wrong.
Yeah.
If you make a man feel like he's doing something wrong when he ain't doing nothing wrong,
he gonna do something wrong.
And he gonna resent you. He gonna say, nah, I can't do her. Nah. And he may be a good person. You may really like him, but you just blew it because
you ran that boy off.
And when we had these conversations, man, like this is the truth. Forget what everyone's telling you. Forget what everyone's telling you about what you got to do to keep a man. To forget all that stuff. This is just the real stuff, right? You got to let go a lot of shit. You can't control everything. You try to control everything, you're gonna push people. You're gonna push most men away. Some men like to be controlled.
Not many.
Some men like to be controlled. Not many. And you may get luck up and hit, find a pot of gold.
Yep.
But for most men, the men that women like, they're not gonna receive that well. No.
I mean, it's also hard to control the men that people say they desire. Men with purpose.
For sure.
Men with ambition. Men that are trying to make things happen, move and shake. Men, career-oriented men. It's hard to control that guy. So that guy, you actually have to kind of let him. And this is another thing. I think
you want to give instructions
because you want to give him instructions, right? Because at the end of the day, his purpose comes before you. Because you're a part of his purpose. You're a part in that, right? You're a part of, as he hit this milestone of partnership, you now then fall in and his purpose continues.
You're his assignment.
Exactly, right? So when you come in and you want to throw off or deviate his purpose or the way he now maneuvers as he was on track or on path of grabbing that purpose, not instruction, but you're throwing it off and saying, I don't like this, I don't like this. No to this, no to this. That's where the waters get a little bit murky, right? And there's a space of, hey, I'm just helping you out. And there's a space of, just because I don't see that and it's not clear to me, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And that is not enough to throw a man off of his purpose. If him going to an event, you don't feel like you can trust him because he's going to an event, you actually need to check yourself in the decision that you made. Because you don't trust your decision at that point. To go to an event.
It's just an event.
It's just an event.
Yeah.
You know? It's just a location. It's just a trip. It's just like, so to your point of not allowing somebody to fall, sometimes it's like, if he's going to do it, he's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
Let him.
He's
Let
gonna
him.
He's going to do it.
Let him. And understand that you were such a prize that he lost.
Yep.
And you're able to bow out gracefully and move on to the next situation without saying, I need
Fulfilled.
to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like this, man. It's this analogy that I got. If you're in a relationship, right? Let's say that relationship, you grab a whole full hand of sand, right? And all the information from that relationship is in all the grains of sand that you have. This relationship doesn't work. But you move into your next relationship with your hands still full of the information and the hurt and the pain that you got from that last relationship. And now you move into this next one because you say, I can't let go of this because if I let go of this, it's going to happen again. So let me hold on to this. How can you collect any new sand from your new relationship?
Yeah, man, we don't want no bag ladies.
Man.
Don't travel with that. Leave that.
You got to let that go.
Leave
bruh.
that baggage behind.
People are trying to grab new sand but still hold on to the old sand, and you just can't do that.
Nah.
You got to let it fully go. So when people say, oh, I have past hurt from my past relationship, we can acknowledge it, but we don't have to hold on to it. We can understand that it exists, but we don't have to hold on to it. So a lot of times when people are moving into new relationships, and this is why I think it's so important on the places that you meet people. I know we've talked about this, but it's like, yeah, you're there too. But like, if you're in a relationship or somebody historically is in a relationship and they break up and their friends want to take them somewhere, where the first place they go?
Club.
Cool. I'm glad you said the club. Who else is in the club? People who are in the same exact hurt space that you are in.
Yep.
So when you guys meet people, y'all all showing up with bags of sand, bruh. Nobody has worked through that because we need this quick endorphin fix
Hurt people now.
of being up here, right? And I'm not saying the club is, I'm not saying everybody is that. But what I'm saying is that is just the universal, this is the first place we're going to go.
For sure. It's the quickest fix.
It's the quickest fix. It's the quickest fix. You know, girl, come on, get cute, get some attention, do all of that. And it's just like, all right, for sure, right?
Yeah.
We don't, and then for men, we don't heal, we whore.
Yeah.
So like, you not moving in the space of trying to heal. You like, who can I knock off in order to soothe me right now?
You know, Sarah Jakes Roberts said something recently. She said that when she met PT, her biggest concern was, yo, just don't cheat on me. I just don't want you to cheat on me. All right. But after she moved past that, yo, I just don't want that fear of being cheated on. Because, you know, that's been the thing for black men. Yo, black men gonna cheat on you, first and foremost. But when she moved past that fear of cheating, there's so many other things that can be concerning. You know? Like cheating is just the tip of the iceberg. Not really important. It's really, yo, are you good with finances?
Yep.
Are you a good, you know, husband? Are you a good leader? Can I
habits you
trust you?
have? Yeah.
You know what I mean? All those things become more important. And it made me realize that a lot of the control and, you know, being territorial stems from the first and foremost is cheating. That's the first. No one wants to get cheated on.
Yeah.
I don't want to get cheated on, so I'm trying to do whatever I can to prevent it. All right? But you realize that, yo, if you just allow yourself to just like, if you free yourself from control, you'll realize, oh, there's bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? There's much bigger fish to fry. Let me not try to control him. Now, let me try to like learn communication.
Yep.
You know, let me try to like learn how we can build a family. But if you're so stuck in control, you never even get to the other stuff.
Low hanging fruit is distracting you.
It's distracting
from actually
you.
growing in every other area.
If you never let go of control and stop just being so concerned with being territorial, you never even get to the other stuff. You never even have the deeper conversations. You know,
where the fun exists. Yeah, it's where you guys truly.
So your
grow.
relationship stops.
Stagnant as fuck.
It stops before you even get to it because you're so focused on one thing, not being embarrassed, not being abandoned.
Short-sighted.
Right? I thought it was so interesting because I believe every relationship has, like, most people don't even get to like the 90% of their relationship. They fall short in that first 10 because territorial, trust issues. But after you break free of that part, there's so much other things. I thought it was so interesting. So I would tell homegirl who sent the DM, I would ask her to try to backtrack and figure out what's making her feel territorial. If she's never been in a relationship, what is making her feel territorial? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I would tell her, like, is it TV? Is it the media? Is it your homegirls? Right?
What you seen in your house?
What is it? Mm-hmm. Because if you haven't been in a relationship or enough serious relationships for something to give you evidence and proof that I should be territorial, then like you're holding too much baggage.
Yeah.
And you are responsible for your own demise in that case. And then I would tell her, like, I want her to understand that, there's peace and there's comfort in like letting things go. When you try to control everything, it's stressful, bro. It's stressful. You try to worry about where your woman at, where your guy at, it's stressful. And everyone will resent you in the end.
You guys ever feel like y'all been controlling?
Never controlled, right?
I don't.
Never felt like I've been controlled. But obviously, like, my woman territorial.
Yeah.
Right? And another thing is, there's another thing, jealousy. There's territorial, there's just control, and there's jealousy. I think jealousy is normal. There's a space for jealousy. It's really easy to get jealous. Mm-hmm. I think how you exude the jealousy is what's important. But anyone can get jealous for anything, and that's normal. But yeah, I think so. You think your woman's territorial?
For sure.
For sure.
Without a doubt, 100%. Yeah, my girl is 100% territorial. My fiance, my woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I gotta pop out of her mind.
Yeah. She's definitely territorial. She's a true mama bear for sure. She is always know where I'm at, always looking out for me, always caring. She is she's a super alpha female already. So she carries that. Like, honestly, as our son grows up and he ages, I feel bad for anything that he encounters, not because of me. Like, I'm just going to come home and enforce the point. But the initiator, oh, for sure her. I feel bad for anybody who crosses her. 100%. So she's a protector of anybody she loves. Yeah. If she sees something with you guys that she don't like, it's a problem. She's a protector of anybody who she loves, who she cares about. And understand, I'm the closest person in the world to her. Mm-hmm. And Duke, you lost your father. So you understand when you lose a parent, there's a grasp on, I can't lose this. There's a fear of, I can't lose this. There's an understanding that abandonment exists. I can't lose this. So you protect it much differently. Yeah. So there is a territorial, but it's a protection behind it as well. So it's just, truth be told, we just have conversations on how she navigates that line. Because I don't think you could be territorial over somebody who you don't have real history and a future with. Yeah. Like dating and you're territorial. Like, nah, you're gonna be a control freak if you move into a relationship. But my girl's 100% territorial. It sounds crazy, but I pray that Brittany goes before me, because she would not be able to handle life if I went before her. Matter of fact, you think you guys' girl could could die before y'all? I mean, die after y'all? Like, can she handle it?
I don't think my woman can handle it. But I'll be transparent with you. My prayer is that we go at the same time. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, I prayed on
Cause you can't stay here without me.
Lord, please let me and my wife.
Yo,
All out together.
let's.
Hey. So if it's Titanic, you're gonna be like this. It's not enough rafts, man.
Yo,
Come on, babe. Come on down with me.
that's crazy. Do I think my woman could die before me? Like
After you.
Die after me, and
be good.
no, it's too heavy.
Good? Come on. Now.
No, when I say good, I mean it's just like
Nah.
She ready to move on?
Nah.
No.
She'll be broken. She'll be broken. She'll be broken. Like it'd be hard for her.
Can't
to
pick
just,
up the pieces.
Yeah, it'd be hard for her to just like continue on. Yeah,
in life, just everyday
it'd be
life.
hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even
hard.
use the word hard for. I wouldn't even use the word hard for my fiance. It would be over.
Impossible.
Somebody would have to like. The family would really have to come and just be with her every day. Mm-hmm. There's no way that she's just gonna be able to be like,
yeah,
my husband died, and like I got to get through it.
Yeah, because at this point it's just like
Even when we 60.
Yeah,
I have to go. I have to go after her, and because it's gonna crush me. It's gonna kill her.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna crush me, but it's gonna kill her.
It's gonna kill her. She gonna need to go ASAP. ASAP.
She gonna need to go ASAP.
Yeah, she gonna want to be right there. We be 85 years old. She gonna be like, I need to go too.
Take me too, Lord.
Take me too.
Hey, do you ever think people get to a point where they ready to die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Painful.
Yeah.
There's tons of Americans that may live long, but the quality of life isn't good.
Yeah.
So I feel like those people.
Where they're like, yo, I actually want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there are millions of Americans that are living in pain, that are like, I would just much rather this be over. And it's a lot of people that are dealing with like chronic issues, illnesses, you know what I mean, diseases. Those people for sure, 1,000%.
I think it's some people just don't have the same quality of life that they had before, and they may wake up on their back every day, and they just like, I don't want to be here no more.
Yep.
I just don't want to be here no more. Yeah.
I definitely believe that. Bro.
Grandparents.
Put me to sleep.
Yeah. And they go to sleep every day, and they be like this.
Wake up. Shit. Yo, another one.
Especially people who got a connection to their faith.
Ooh, that's why I want to go like unexpectedly.
Do you?
I don't want to just like be sitting around and thinking about waking up every day.
So you trying to control how you die?
I'm just saying, the same way you want to go, with together.
Hey, we all got a desire here.
I just want to be old and healthy.
Yeah.
Old and healthy.
That's it. However it happens, I just want to be old and healthy.
Yeah, I want to be old and healthy too. But the way y'all describing it was just like, yo, you waking up every day and there's really nothing to live for.
Yeah.
There's nothing to live for. I don't want to be that. There's nothing to live for. Because when you're at a place where there's nothing to live for, you become a burden on your kids.
I was gonna say, well, that's why you gotta have kids.
You become a burden on everybody.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say. It's crazy to say, but you become a. My mama told me the other day. She said, "Yo, like." She was like, "I just pray that you know, I'm as healthy as possible because I don't want you guys having to like take care of me when I go." My mama said this because my mama just took my grandma to Nigeria. Right, my grandma 86, so she up there. But it's crazy, dog. So when I'll be thinking about like,
damn, that's crazy. Hey, you guys let your parents move in?
Yeah, for sure.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Not even the
that
question.
that would make everything easier.
That. Come on.
That would make everything easier because this is crazy though. But like, I actually think that some people are like, yo, I'm ready for my parents to die.
That's crazy. That's wicked.
I wouldn't say it's wicked.
It's not like.
I wouldn't say it's wicked.
I think people are like, yo, my parents lived a long life, and they're suffering, and life will be better on them and us, because like everyone thinks selfishly,
Yep.
like that. Yo, I think they can stop fighting now.
Yep.
It's not that you want them to die; you just want them to stop suffering.
Yeah.
You know,
I've
and that's the only way out. You're like, and then because when people pass, it's just like, all right, we're gonna celebrate his life or her life. You know,
It's crazy because like, and this is a different conversation, but like you could just tell people, the old people be fighting for young people. Mm-hmm. They're not fighting for themselves. Mm-hmm. They fighting for like I haven't been through this, but I feel like it's maybe something that someone may have gone through. Once you tell someone, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, like we're good. Like you strapped it.
It's
you
like
laced
an energy
us,
bar to go.
like you laced us with all the game.
Yeah.
You gave us all. You left an instruction manual here. I got it. I feel like once they hear that, then they could let it go. But they be holding on because they be nervous that the family won't uphold itself once they leave.
and it's like, hey, you could die.
Hey, you could shut it down.
It's crazy. Hey, yo. Hey,
Sleep.
you could-
No, that's a real thing.
That's a
Sleep,
real
rest.
thing.
That's a real thing.
Rest now.
Like, hey, it's you. Hey, job well done.
Job well done.
Yes.
Job well done.
Yes, bro.
It's
I
good.
mean, man, think it be when you got to take care of someone. Let's say you live in a different, like 50 minutes away, hour away, and you got to go every day to a hospital to check on people. That wears on you, bro.
Tough.
It's a lot.
Money, time, stress,
Yep.
everything in your life suffers.
Yep.
Sleep, rest.
Everything in your life
yeah.
suffers, bro. Everything. And it's just like, oh man, listen, like, let me take over now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me be the next person. Anyway.
Yeah, we got a little morbid there.
Yeah, but it's all good. If you still here, man, sorry.
Yeah, no, that was great though. That was great.
But yes, work on not being territorial. All right, work on that. All right.
Relinquish control.
Yeah.
Relinquish.
Stop thinking that shit is cool too, because I know a lot of people think that shit is cool. I don't let my
that
man.
ain't cute.
That's not cute.
Yeah.
That's childish. That's immature. Grow up.
Yeah. Let people spread their wings. That's the best form of love. Spread their wings. Let them fly. Let them fly.
Like eagles, y'all.
Yeah, and if they mess up, that's their loss. Don't look at it like it's your loss. That's their loss. Don't look at I should have done or I could have.
Protection. Boom. Mm-hmm. Protection.
Let's get on and get.
Come on.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us this episode. Be sure to let us know what part of the episode you like. Drop some feedback. Drop it in the comments. Go ahead, screenshot this, post it on your stories, tag us so we can recognize you and shout you out. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Be sure to subscribe to us on all streaming platforms. And make sure you hit the link to sign up for MENSCON coming up August 15th to the 18th. It's going to be lit. All right, link in the description. With that said, much love, much gratitude. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan. This is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that on that. Peace.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance, I stand.